Hey guys, just wanted to really quickly throw something in here at the beginning of the video. The following video is really rambly. I repeat myself a lot, and basically it comes down to anyone who's seen this channel knows I'm not a very good talker. I'm not very good at relaying information. Basically, it's not the greatest video. So I just really want to quickly put out that as a warning, so you don't have to sit through the entire video. Because it's a 30-minute video. I understand if someone doesn't want to sit through that entire thing, if a lot of it's going to be me repeating myself. That being said, this is a topic that I think is important. It wasn't a video that I wanted to make, but it was a video that I felt it was important that I make it, so I did. And it was supposed to come out the other day, but it didn't because issues and things, and I actually decided that I wasn't going to do it, and then I re-decided that I was going to do it. And basically in between the time that I decided that I wasn't and then I decided that I did end up watching other videos on the subject. And very specifically, there's one video in particular that I would 100% recommend, and that is Koefficient's video that he did on the subject, entitled "Dear Arc System," ... and ... or whatever. But it's my personal recommendation that would be the video to definitely watch if you're gonna watch either of the videos. I really appreciate it if you stick around for this mess. That would be the recommendation of the video to check out, because everything that he says in that video is something that I wanted to say and didn't say very well. Had access to information and could relay it a lot better. Aside from really two things, like maybe two other little things, it's basically gets the point across. And if you decide to watch my video through, I do appreciate it again. Every little bit helps, especially with the new YouTube thing that we're seeing now. That's not the funnest. It's one of those things where I would highly recommend checking out that video. Even if you do check out this video, I would recommend that one, because it gets the point across way better, and I think it's a very important video to watch if you have any actual investment in this story. I still do appreciate anyone who does watch it. I do appreciate anyone who comments. I appreciate anyone who likes or dislikes, those who share it, those who do any of those things. It really does help, and I do appreciate it. And it yeah, again, bad information. Anyway, thank you guys. Sorry again for the disclaimer and for the less than stellar video, but it's just I wanted to talk about it. It eventually turned into kind of a ranty ramble thing. Yeah, so anyway, that's the warning. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy, if at all possible. Thanks for checking out the video. Hey, hi ho, and howdy everybody. My name is Shannon Shook, and welcome to a video that's a thing, god damn it. And people might realize that a little while back I made a video on Blazblue Cross Tag Battle, and as you can probably see from the title, this is about that again. But the problem with this is significantly less exciting a video to make. This one's actually kind of really fucking annoying. For a lot of reasons. The biggest one being, people who have been around on the channel will know that I generally want to be as positive as physically possible. I am a complete and utter fucking fanboy. I'm one of those people who will defend shit into the fucking ground until the time the apocalypse comes. I'll just be there. I'll be like, I'll defend that. That being said, there are some things I cannot defend. And there are some things that I actively try to go out of my way to not defend. And the thing is, I say I actively, but I don't actively. I, to myself, in the middle of the goddamn night, go, motherfucking, and this shit, and this stupid, and why the fuck. But it's not like I go out and rant on Twitter about it. It's not like I do what I'm about to do here now. But one of those things that I do get kind of passionate about is video games, which is not surprising considering 90% of my channel is video game related stuff, or let's plays or whatever, which is still video game related, but that's not the point. And the other small part of my channel is devoted to Ruby. So when those two things come together and something is very frustrating, I feel like I got to talk about it. Especially since this is one of those things where for a while now I've wanted to kind of talk about it through a podcast or through a video like this for a while now. And just in this case, this was the thing that pushed me like, nah, you know what? I need to actually talk about it instead of holding back on it. So I woke up this morning, last night, went to bed. Those things are actually supposed to be reversed. But I went to bed last night, woke up this morning, I'm like, oh, I can't wait, new episode of Ruby's, I'm gonna watch that. I watched it, it was fantastic, it's wild, it's crazy, thank God I'm a first member. If you're not, you should do that. And even if you're not, you can't, then don't, but watch it immediately when it comes out, because it's fantastic. So there's that. My day was going good, went through, watched a bunch of stuff on that. And then I was like, oh, what's this over there? They released a new trailer for Blazblue. That's crazy. That's wild. That's awesome. I'm so excited for this game. And as you can tell by the title, that excitement has gone from 100 to literally 0. The thing is, too, is all day I've been just walking around my room bitching about it to myself, hyping myself like, oh, I'm you're fucking angry and shit, and then I'm just disappointed. I'm just so disappointed. Okay, again, I did a video on Blazblue a little while back. It's the most viewed video on the channel, so yeah. Wonder why I decided to do this video. But like it's something I really enjoyed how many people cared about. And you could see when you watch that video and check the comments, people did care and they were excited and happy. I was so excited when, dude, months ago when the interview came out with Maury or whatever, that was all like, well, if you could make a video game on any franchise that you want, what would you do? And he was like, Ruby, and I was like, oh, that's insane. Can you imagine if that happened? And then Evo happened, and then the trailer came out, and it was like, holy shit, that's actually happening. And then more stuff came out, and more and more and more, and it just kept growing and growing and growing, and so many people got so excited and so happy, and rightly fucking so. I was happy and excited. A part of me, the teeniest part of me, I say my enthusiasm dropped from 100 to 0, but it probably dropped to about 100 to 1. Because I still care. That's the thing. I was so excited for this because it meant something that I really, really love and care about was getting shown to the world more and more. It was going to get more attention. It got a chance to shine. It allowed me to do things that I wasn't going to be able to do before, which would play a fucking fighting game with Ruby characters in it. And of course, if this isn't become apparently obvious from everything that I've said so far, my primary investment in this game was through Ruby. I like Persona. I've never done anything with Persona 4 yet, so I don't know much about it, but I do like Persona from what little experience I've had. I liked Blazblue for what I played of it. I thought it was cool. Still no fucking idea what anything about Under Night is, but it looked cool. All these things came together, and I thought it was a good idea, and they kept building it up, and I liked it. And just in case you are still listening and don't know what this video is about, the trailer that came out today, or I guess it would be yesterday, I think, by the time this actually goes up. I'm assuming this is coming out the day I'm recording it. And that is, they released a new trailer which showed off all of the already shown off characters, and it was really cool. And then right at the end, you hear this voice actress this Japanese voice actor come out. She's saying all this shit, like, oh, what could that be? Who's that? And then boom, Blake shows up, and it shows off this cool stuff. She's like, yeah, that's fucking awesome. I love Ruby. I'm so happy. There's Blake. It's crazy. And then, like, I assume, from what I can see, almost everybody, all I had to do was look down in the corner where it said that she was coming in DLC. For my attitude to immediately go from yeah to what? And see, this is the thing, is I don't want to be a naggy, whiny little bitch, like, oh, I deserve this and this, because I don't. But what the thing is when you have a, and we're going to go more into detail on this, it's not just about Blake, but when you have a game that's a crossover 4 series, it's 4 series put together. You got Blazblue, it's their main thing, and you got Under Night, and you got Persona, and you got all of these characters from each of these games, and they're all coming in, it's all really cool. It wouldn't surprise me in the second if Blazblue's going to have the most amount of characters. They're the ones kind of holding the universe together. That's fine by me. I don't care. But it astounds me that you would put in that game a series where in the title of said series there are 4 letters which represent 4 characters. RWBY. Red, white, black, yellow, Ruby, Weiss, Blake, Yang. It's the 4 main characters of the show. And you put 2 of them behind a paywall, which makes no sense. Because number one, it means you literally brought 2 characters in to from Ruby into the game. That's 2 characters that you made. Everything else is already pre-created assets or whatever. And the other 2 you're holding behind a paywall before, like, months before, what is it, 5 months before the game comes out? And there's so many things to get upset about with this whole thing. Number one, the concept of DLC itself. It's a huge hit and miss with me, because I like the idea of, in the future, stuff coming in and supplementing games that I already have. There have been multiple games that do this very, very well, and sometimes it feels almost necessary. Like, I don't think I could ever play Mass Effect 3 again without Citadel, because that is just such a perfect addition to that game, and in the eyes of many people, a necessary one, because a lot of people had issues with that game. I didn't have too many issues with it, but I understand why they did. But it's like, I can't imagine playing that game without that. When I, and then there's, let's say an example of something that's good. And then you look at examples that are really, really bad. And that is, if you're taking your game before it even comes out, and I'm sorry, this isn't scripted, so I'm gonna mumble and I'm gonna ramble and I'm probably gonna repeat things, so I do apologize. But if you're going to release a game, and then the big thing, cut out half of the game and still ask people to pay full price for that game, and however much it's going to cost to pay to get everything else that should be. That's the biggest thing out of it all. Like, it bugs the fuck out of me that Blake and Yang aren't in the base game. It's stupid. It's stupid. Those are characters that should be in that game. It's the 4 main characters of the show. If you removed main characters from each of these games, like ones that have incredible importance to them, you'd be pissed. Which is why I'm pissed that it's happening to my little section of the game. But not only that, but it's not just Blake and Yang. It's half of the fucking game is missing. You just cut it out. Parts of the game that should be in it from the beginning, because it's all shit that was already in the fucking games. Like this, again, it's all pre-made shit. You literally had to cut it out to make people pay extra money for it. That's when I have problem with DLC, is when it 5 months before the game comes out, you're like, oh, hey, here's the game. Now here's the other half of the game that you have to pay way more money for. Because that's the thing, is you're not paying full price for the game anymore. You're paying twice to 3 times as much the money to get the actual game. Because the actual game is all the fucking DLC included. And the fact that you have to then go, again, to pay for shit that should be in the game, purely, if for no other reason than it was already fucking made, but from the shit that's like titular characters not being in the game, makes no fucking sense to me. And it just comes off as fucking petulant and greedy. It's like, and I can't, it's impossible for me to listen to anyone who ever fucking says, oh, video games are too fucking expensive to make nowadays. No, that's not a fucking excuse. You can't do that. The thing is, if you put 20 fucking characters out of a 40 character roster behind a fucking, it's, okay, I'm really bad at explaining all this, and I'm really bad at talking about it, and I'm mad. I'm mad, and that's the thing, is I'm not the only one. There's so many people. The amount of people who were invested in this game, who are no longer invested in this game, is massive. Just going through comment sections and watching the video and looking through subreddits and stuff, and just seeing the pure, just like, oh, well, I was gonna buy this game on day one. I would have even pre-ordered the fucking game. And now, nope. I'm not even going to bother picking it up. Because it's not a game. That's half of a game. You're asking me to pay for half of a game and then buy the other half. And even if it is one of these things, from what I understand, a lot of times they have the DLC characters behind a paywall for a moment, and then they release them eventually for free. Okay. That's not as bad, but it's still pretty fucking bad, because anyone who doesn't have access to the internet like that can't get those characters. You've literally made them pay full price for half of a fucking game, and then they physically can't get the other half of the game that you owe them. That's absurd to me. That's crazy to me. And this is like it's one of those things that for the longest time was the biggest bad thing you could do in games. And now, of course, there's 100 other things that people can do to fuck over games in the game industry. But it's absurd to me. I can't understand that. Purely coming from a Ruby fan, it's incredibly alienating. Okay, so you have 4 series here. Blazblue has the most, which, again, that's completely understandable. I don't give a fuck. That's great. That's awesome. It's their fucking game. They can do that. It makes total sense to me. Then you have a decent amount of characters from the other 2. That's great. And you want to have a couple DLC characters? That's fine. That's fine. From what I understand, the biggest other one that Arxis did that had the most amount of other characters, or that is going to, I'm not 100% sure how that works or worked, had 8, or has 8. Which seems like a bit, but okay. 8. That's a decent number of characters. But the fact that you have important characters who should be in the game, who are expected to be in the game, removed and placed behind a paywall. You have half of the roster. It's just, I don't know. I'm just repeating myself. When I was walking around earlier talking about it, I had all this shit planned out, but I don't have it planned out. All I can say is it's fucking depressing, and it's disappointing. I was going to buy this game as soon as physically possible, when I literally am physically impossible, or I'm physically incapable of playing the game. My PC can't run it because it doesn't have a fucking disk drive that works. It's also a piece of shit. So I couldn't get it on PC. I don't own a PlayStation 4. I don't own a Switch. I physically could not play the game, but I was going to buy it anyway just because I wanted to support the game, because I want there to be more games. I want Ruby to get more attention. I want there to be a Ruby standalone game. I want this shit because I care about it. And then when you gave everyone this idea that, oh yeah, no, we're going to have this cool thing, and it's like the amount of support you had garnered from just showing the fucking game off when just announcing the game from everywhere. Everyone loved it. Everyone was like, oh, they got this, they're doing the right thing, you're putting everybody else to shame, and then you immediately fucked it up. In one sentence. It took you literally one sentence to cut your sales probably fucking in half. From the fucking outcry I've heard from everybody I've seen, yeah. Why should anyone pay for your game if you're going to cut half of it out? That makes no sense to me. It is absurd. If you're paying at half price, fine. Even then, I'm still fucking upset. But fine. You want me to pay $20 for your fucking game? Okay. Because that's what it's worth then. Because in your eyes, that's what it's worth. Half of the fucking game. That's the full game? Fine. That's good. That's great. It's ridiculous to me. The thing is I don't... Even when they do the inevitable extend or whatever, I don't even want to buy that game anymore. Even if it does have all the characters in it. Because that's what it should have been in the first place. And because you fucked it up so hard in the first place, I don't want to give you my support. Because you have to learn that what you're doing is wrong. That is the shit that fucks over the game industry. It's the shit that's ruined so much. This is the shit that people got away with, and then now we end up with microtransactions everywhere. And we have fucking loot boxes everywhere. Why? Because you couldn't keep your fucking money dick in your goddamn pants. It's so fucking frustrating to me. It seems like the past year has been nothing but people just sticking their dick in the fucking games. And I can't understand it. Again, I'm not a rich guy. I'm a poor fucking schmuck. But you know what? I can't fathom wanting so much money that I would willingly go out of my way to butcher my fucking game and destroy tons of goodwill that you had built up because you wanted a couple extra bucks. And I say a couple extra bucks, but it's not going to be a couple extra bucks because from what I've heard, I don't really know, but from what I've always heard, especially since this came out, is, yeah, no, they're going to charge an assload for those characters because that's what they do. Which, for a couple characters, is fine. You want to do 5 or so, 5, 6, fuck, I'll give you 10. You want to give out 10 characters for DLC? Okay. That's fine. That's fine by me. But when literally half of your game is DLC, when you are asking people to pay $40 or $60, I don't know what it is. Assuming it's a AAA title, it'll be $60. Assuming that, I'm not sure. It could be $40. Please correct me in the just fucking whatever. What is those called? The comments. Thank you, Jesus Christ, me. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know how it usually goes. But assuming it's $60, you're paying full price for literally half of the game. And if the characters are, what, $6 some bucks per character, from what I've heard, that's about what they tend to be, if not even more expensive. Yeah, you're paying 2 to 3 times as much for a game. And that is absurd to me. That is ridiculous. And it needs to be stopped. And that's why I can't, again, I would buy your game despite me not even being able to play it just to support you. Why should I support you? If is it just not worth it to you? Do you not care? Is that the thing? Is that I don't know who made the decision. I don't know what entity or person is responsible. But whoever did it fucked everyone. You fucked your fans. You fucked people who were literally buying the game just because. That's the biggest thing is I came from like the Ruby subreddit and stuff earlier today and just see everybody who was going to purchase that day one was like, no, I'm not even going to buy the game because there's no point. You've proven that you don't fucking care. You took something and you showed it to us, you gave it, and we're like, oh, this is awesome, this is crazy, and then you cut it in half, threw half on the ground, put the part that was good on the cake, or on the plate, it's like a cake, put it on a plate, and then you're like, oh, if you pay me, I don't know, an extra $100, I'll scoop up the other half off the fucking floor and throw it on your plate, too. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. It's I don't know. I've said as much as I possibly can. It's infuriating. It's stupid. And to be honest, unless they change this, unless they fix their fucked up issue, they don't deserve your money. Or at least they don't deserve my fucking money. And this is the biggest thing that bothers me so much is because I want to support the game. Because I don't... Because you know how fucking video games work in the eyes of, like, publishers and fucking corporate people. They're like, oh, well, it failed? Well, let's not blame the thing that fucked it. Let's blame everything else. When Dead Space got fucked over by everybody, or by EA and shit, it wasn't because, oh, you know, you crammed a bunch of microtransactions in it. You completely deconstructed the fucking formula in order to fit some sort of, like, two-player, God, bro, man, fucking teamwork, which, again, I talk shit about, but I liked the co-op aspect of it. It's not the point. It's other people's opinion. But I 100% fuck you with the microtransactions. It wasn't that. It wasn't the people. It wasn't the stuff that the people complained about that was the problem. No, it was the game. It was like, it was the story, and it was the things that people liked about the fucking games. I'm tired of people. I'm tired of people cutting their games in half and then selling them at full price. I'm tired of when people cut Battlefront in half and then we're like, oh, here's half the game. We'll give you another half later for, you know, twice as much money. Well, we're gonna take the sequel. You know what? It's gonna be our Goodwill Savior fucking thing for it. And you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna just fucking destroy it so that we can make a couple extra bucks. Don't be like that, Arxis. From what I saw, the amount of complaining I saw about Arc System Works before this was zero. I never saw a single person complain about them as a company. Not once. I never heard anyone say a shitty fucking thing about them. Since this has happened, I have heard nothing but fuck yous towards them. I don't understand how you could fuck up that badly. When you apparently have been doing you were so good, and you just fucked it up out of nowhere. I don't understand. Jesus Christ. Goddamn. Yeah. I've said as much as I can. This is I'm sorry this is a shit video. I'm upset. It's so disappointing to me. Basically it comes down to this. Dear Arc System Works, if you can fix this, you put Yang and Blake in the fucking game. Like they fucking belong in the game. You cut your DLC roster from 20, from half of the game, to at least 10? You don't earn my money. You don't fucking deserve it. Why should I pay you for half of a game? It's ridiculous. And this is my personal opinion. Not everyone's going to agree, but it's my personal opinion. You probably shouldn't do it either. Again, and the thing is, I want to support it. I want this to work well. I want Ruby to get its time to shine. I want people who enjoy Persona and BlazBlue and Undernight to have fun and enjoy these things. But a lot of people can't now because you decided to make this decision. You got a chance to fix it. You're not going to restore all your fucking fans. God, no. You fucked it up really bad. But you have a chance. Fix your fucking game. And then maybe I'll bother fucking paying for it. Other than that, you don't fucking deserve it. And that's the thing is, too, is I know people put hard work into that game. When you look at that game, it's fucking beautiful. You look at the work that people must have done to put effort into that game, and to imagine how much this affected sales, to imagine how much their work gets fucked over because of someone up top's decision. That's what infuriates me the most. Again, I don't know who's responsible, but whoever it is, stop making video games. Because you are what is wrong with it. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry for being negative. I don't like being negative. I wanted to fucking record Kato Shoujo, and I wanted to record fucking Pokemon, and I wanted to have a good time, and wanted to potentially record some Ruby videos finally, because they deserve to fucking come out, and I'm so far behind, and God knows the show's hype enough for me to fucking do it. Dear God, have you seen this season? It's amazing. Point is, but this is the thing is, I didn't want to have to do this. I didn't want to do this. But I have to, because if you don't make a fucking noise about it, it's never going to stop. That was the thing I saw. I literally saw in the comments of another person's video, one person that I saw defend it was all like, oh good, it means all the fucking casual douchebags get out of the fucking game. It means all the Ruby fans can fuck off. It's great. It's great. It works out for us. I'm the one who buys all the DLC every day. I'm the, like, fucking, yeah, fuck you casuals. We're the fighting game community, and we're, like, you are the reason games get destroyed. And it's fucking infuriating. I want this game. I want it to be good. I want it to survive. I want it to fucking prosper. So fix it. Or it's your fault when it fails. Anyway, thank you guys. Sorry, again, I'm going to leave. I'm going to shut the fuck up. If you guys had anything to add, if you guys have anything to correct of what I said, because again, I'm pulling a lot from the hip here, but if there's anything you feel you need to correct, if you disagree with me, I don't necessarily, I'm not going to get mad at you, but I completely fucking disagree. There's no excuse for it. I'm just so mad. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video talking about stuff. Hopefully, if I ever make a Blazblue video again, it'll be one where I'm smiling. Don't know if that's going to happen, though. Probably not. Thank you all so much for watching. Toodles, doodles, and lemons. Bye-bye.